is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Well, September is officially here, and that means the pennant race has arrived officially as well. And the Tigers head into the final month of the season in good shape. They own a 5.5 game lead over the Cleveland Indians, and the Chicago White Sox come into play today in third place and 6 games back. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, glad to have you with us. Rod Allen will join us in a moment. You know, the Tigers have to play well within the division to make it to the postseason. That is a given. That is what Jim Leyland has said often. He continues to say that, and the Tigers continue to play well against the Central. That is a good sign if they want to get to postseason play this year. And for the Tigers, in their last 9 games against the Central, they have won 7 of those, averaging nearly 6 runs per game. They are taking a ton of walks, and they are hitting home runs. The Tigers overall this year against teams within their division, 34-20. So far so good. The Tigers, of course, had a long stretch against teams within the division, including this makeup game here today against the Kansas City Royals. Starting lineups, first pitch coming up in just a moment. But right now we check back into the Calls Have studio. Here's Shannon Hogan. Nice comeback win for the Tigers yesterday, and it's a hazy, warm, humid afternoon at the ballpark today as we wrap up this series, a makeup game between these two teams. And if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Kansas City Royals, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Alex Gordon, Melky Cabrera, Billy Butler in your top 3 slots. Eric Hosmer had a couple of homers yesterday. He's batting cleanup. Jeff Francoeur at first base. Mike Moustakas, the rookies, at third. Johnny Giavotella, Brian Pena, and Alcides Escobar rounding out the lineup for Ned Yost. Here's the scouting report on Jacob Turner, presented today by Scott's Lawn Pro.
Well, he's the Tigers' top pitching prospect, and he's getting his second spot start of the season. He did okay in his first start against the Angels. He's got a live fastball, curveball, and a changeup to go with the heater. Tremendous makeup for a kid that's very, very young, and that's the one thing that always comes up when people talk about young Jacob Turner, his makeup.
And he will put that makeup on display here today for the second time in a big league ball game as Alex Gordon steps in on a sunny, hot, and humid day here in the Motor City. Here's the first pitch of the ball game coming home, and it's a ball outside to Alex Gordon. He'll be followed by Melky Cabrera and then Billy Butler.
This is a nice test for Turner. This is a really good hitting team, very aggressive young Kansas City Royals offense.
Fouled off the mask of Alex Avila.
And they love to swing early and often.
Well, that didn't take long for Avila to take his first shot of the game. 2 pitches in, and he's a little bit woozy.
I was talking to Brandon Inge today before the game, and Brandon said he cannot remember ever taking as many shots when he was a catcher as Avila has taken this year.
It's like Alex is a magnet out there for foul tips. It's a ball high, run it to 2-1 now on Gordon.
But yet he goes to the post every single day and is having a tremendous year.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's a strike. 2-2 on the Royals leadoff man. 5-game hitting streak right now for Gordon. He is 6 for 12 in the series, but that included a 4-hit game. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Gordon is out of there, and the first strikeout of the game for the right-hander Turner.
He's got some really nice pitchability. He throws you a cutter at about 88 miles an hour. Takes a little bit off, which makes sure you're not going to get on the 92-mile-per-hour heater. Then he comes back with a real slow lollipop breaking ball from the same arm slot, same window, with tremendous depth.
One gone now. Here's Melky Cabrera, and he looks at ball 1 outside. Cabrera batting .302, 4 for 11 in the series. Here is Turner's 1-0, and it's in there, a strike. Jacob this year at Double-A had 90 strikeouts in 113 innings. 3-0 record in Toledo, in which he fanned 20 in 17 frames. Bouncing ball to short, ranging to his right. Peralta with the backhand, and Cabrera's out, 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively behind Jacob Turner in this ball game this afternoon. It's always presented by Beaumont Health System. Young Jackson Ordonez in the outfield. Peralta, Rayburn up the middle. Inge and Cabrera on the corners. And Avila, you know by now, is the catcher here today.
Now Billy Butler with 2 outs, batting .297. Tigers for the most part have controlled him in this series, just 2 for 11. He has a couple of RBIs in the first 3 games. And there's a strike from Turner.
Some of these Kansas City Royals hitters got loose in the first game of the series, but they pretty much slowed down everybody other than Gordon and Hosmer after that.
Yeah, Doug Fister in that second game slowed down literally everybody.
I like Porcello yesterday too. He took some steps forward.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Every time the Tigers entertained a trade at the trade deadline, this is the guy that everybody asked for, Jacob Turner. And he's already shown us 3 above average major league pitches. Good heater, good curve, good changeup.
And he's got Butler in the hole. The 0-2 pitch. 1-2 on Billy. Well, you tend to forget sometimes that these guys get to the big leagues at a young age, and for Turner, just 20 years of age.
But usually if they're that young, they've got a great fastball. They're still learning a certain pitch. This guy's already has 3 good pitches.
Stands 6 feet 5 inches tall out of St. Charles, Missouri. Bender missed inside. 2-2 now on Billy Butler. He was drafted out of high school. All-American at Westminster Christian Academy. And the 2-2 pitch. Butler takes inside, and the count fills now 3-2. Butler the DH today. Waiting on deck, Eric Hosmer, who had a big day yesterday. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled back out of play. Meanwhile, they had an early start in Cleveland after a 16-inning game last night. They're in the top of the 5th already. No score between Oakland and the Indians.
Looks like the bat's a little tired today.
Apparently so. They must have been dragging to the ballpark. They didn't finish up their ball game till after midnight, and they had a noon game today.
Some probably slept at the ballpark.
Bouncing ball left side, flagged there by Inge, and Butler is out. Nice play by Brandon. 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Turner. Here come the Tigers to the bottom of the first. First inning. Here come the Tigers now as we go to the bottom of the first. Their starting lineup today presented by Big Boy. Jackson Ordonez Young at the top. You've got Cabrera cleaning up. You've got Victor right there behind him. Alex Avila batting 6th. And then you've got Johnny Peralta, Ryan Rayburn, and Brandon Inge in the 7, 8, 9 slots here this afternoon. And the Tigers now will take their first swings against the offerings of the lefty Danny Duffy, who is a native of California. Austin Jackson had a big day yesterday. He'll lead things off. And he looks at ball 1. Jackson in yesterday's game was on base every time. He had single double, 2 singles actually, double and a triple, scored 3 runs and a ball high. And Jackson now has a total of 9 triples this year, second highest total in the American League. Here is Duffy's 2-0. One of the things we've learned about Duffy this year is he will throw a lot of pitches. He's already fallen behind 3-0 on the leadoff man. He averages 5 1/3 innings per start, but in that span he'll throw 96 pitches. That's his average. There's a strike, 3-1. And the The month of August was not very kind to Danny Duffy. 5 starts, a 6.84 ERA. On a line to left field. Straight at Gordon. 1 gone. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Duffy. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, I'll give it to you even though you guys have already given it. He has an electric arm. He gets up to 95 miles an hour. You talked about the manage the pitch count. And he did have a rough August. He was 0-4 in the month of August with 1 no decision.
Maglio Ordonez the batter. Hitting .231. He has a 6-game hitting streak right now. Maglio getting the start in right field.
Maglio had a huge hit a couple of days ago in the 8th inning. The Tigers were trailing in that game. He singled up the middle and tied the score. And of course, Santiago won that game with a homer later on. Big win for the Tigers that night.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ordonez 1 out of 4 in the series. In his career, he's hit 30 homers lifetime against Royals pitching. He's done a lot of damage. Of course, Maglio's entire career is spent in the Central, so he's seen the Royals a lot. Swinging late, fouls it off. 1-2. .307 career with those 30 home runs. Driven to left center field, down, a base hit, maybe more. Cabrera's going to chase it in the gap. Maglio motoring to second and in with a double.
Maglio was a little bit tardy on the previous fastball from Duffy at 94 miles an hour. He wasn't tardy on this one. He timed it perfectly. He caught it out front. He whistled it into left center field and had to get on his horse to get a double.
Delman Young now has an RBI opportunity. Delman 2 out of 12 in the series. And he looks at ball 1 and time called now by Pena. He'll trot out to the mound. .268 overall this year for Delman Young.
Duffy, once he does learn to attack the strike zone a little bit more efficiently with his skill set, he's going to be a pretty good big league pitcher. Not a lot of left-handers walking around that throw 95, 96 that have good breaking balls and changeups. Just not in the strike zone very often.
There goes the runner. Maglio is on the move. Here comes the throw, and he steals third base.
I see you, Maglio.
Ordonez swipes third, and that had to totally catch the Royals by surprise.
I think it caught not only the Royals by surprise, he might even caught Jim Leyland by surprise with this one. Wow.
And he stole it with ease. Now a fly ball gets him in.
I can't ever remember one time, and he's probably done it, but not one time since he's had a Tigers uniform on that he has stolen third base.
It's his 2nd overall this year.
Can you?
I don't think so. My memory doesn't go that far back, but I cannot remember him stealing second. He has 16 apparently career of third base, but I'm assuming a majority of those were with the White Sox in his younger days. 1-2. Young trying to get him in. I mean, I had to look down at my score sheet to make sure that was Maglio actually running. And it was. It said Ordonez double. Wow. Good for Mags.
Absolutely.
1-2 on Young. Delman's had only a couple of at-bats like most of these Tigers against Duffy. He's 1 for 2 against him.
Delman just needs to put the ball in play. If he hits it anywhere in the infield, he'll get an RBI here. And MIGUEL just needs to get a good secondary lead. More than likely, he is coming on contact.
Delman has knocked in 12 in 16 games with Detroit. Swing and a miss, and Duffy gets him here. Big early strikeout for Danny Duffy. 2 gone.
While we have a second, let me set the Kansas City Royals defensively for you. It is presented by Tim Hortons. It's Gordon, it's Cabrera, it's Francoeur in the outfield. It's Moustakas, it's Escobar, Giovatello, Hosmer in the infield. Brian Pena gets the start behind the plate this afternoon. Salvador Perez, their very talented young catcher, caught the previous 3 games.
Now Cabrera trying to drive in a run with 2 outs.
Duffy not quite out of the woods yet.
Especially with this guy up there. 328. He's had a big series. 6 for 12. And Miguel just finished a month of August in which he hit 390.
And we really didn't even talk about it very much because he's being overshadowed by Avila and what Verlander has been doing. But the big fella quietly putting up good numbers. Maybe because he didn't hit many home runs in the month of August. We didn't talk about him that much.
I think so. Knocked in 16. Fouled away. 1 and 2 on Cabrera. Looks like the Athletics have gone on top of Cleveland now. 2-0 they play in the 5th inning.
But Verlander is kind of overshadowing what most of these guys on the Tigers are doing this year. Valverde, Cabrera, Victor, a lot of guys. But rightfully so.
Duffy comes inside but misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Verlander now is at least generating conversation about a pitcher being named the MVP. We hadn't heard that in the last couple of years. Nobody's really had as dominant of a season as Justin has had to this point.
I think that's the very reason. It takes a special season like he's having.
Outside, run it full, 3 and 2.
Cabrera's kind of gone to his 2-strike approach. We've talked about it the last couple of days. We talked about it yesterday, as a matter of fact, where he really doesn't lift that front foot up too high. Just kind of lifts the heel up. It helps him stay balanced better and puts the ball in play a little bit more efficiently.
Swing and a miss, and Duffy strikes him out. Pitching out of the 1st inning jam. His 2nd strikeout. We go to the 2nd. Brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Chrysler, imported from Detroit. And by the new Craven Chicken Sandwich at Arby's. Arby's, it's good mood food. Nice day here in the Motor City. In fact, game time temp today was 82 degrees. It is rising, though. And we want to remind you it's time for the Farmers Insurance Report Card on Jacob Turner. We'll look at his numbers in the minor leagues this year. Turner, 17 starts at AA, another 3 at AAA. The numbers awfully good. His ERA in the 3 range in both stops. And the youngster back in the big leagues to make a start here today in the makeup game against the Royals.
Not many decisions for 17 starts at Erie, just 3 and 5.
He's facing Eric Hosmer to lead things off. Drilled to right field, and Hosmer having himself quite a series.
Hosmer plays big boy baseball. They have a team full of guys that play small ball, but he is not one of them. A couple of big flies yesterday against Porcello. One was a changeup that was down, and the other one he climbed the ladder on a 92-mile-per-hour fastball, got on top of it, and drilled it to right field.
And he now is starting to get a look for Rookie of the Year candidacy. At least he's in the conversation. Don't think he'll win it. He probably got too late of a start this year at the major league level. But boy, oh boy, he's really continuing to put up good numbers. That's a 10-game hitting streak now for Hosmer. Francoeur, the veteran, batting .277.
Who's the leader in the clubhouse for that award? You think it's Trumbo, or you think it's that young kid Nova out of New York?
You know, I was saying Trumbo all along, but Nova's numbers have become impressive. And speaking of impressive, that is a long fly ball, and it is gone, a home run. Jeff Francoeur has hit a 2-run shot to put the Royals in the lead. And not only is that his 16th home run of the year, but it's his 1,000th career hit.
It's a hanging breaking ball here from Turner, and you could see that Francoeur recognized it, and he reloaded and then uncoiled, and just able to keep it fair inside that foul pole.
So the Royals play long ball again. Moustakis takes a rip, 0-1. Number 1,000 for Francoeur is a special one. It's a long ball.
He has kind of become the leader on the Kansas City Royals team. He's the most with the most tenure. He's played in the postseason.
High pop up. The second baseman, Rayburn, to the grass, and Moustakis is out. One gone. So Turner now trying to bounce back after the single and the 2-run homer. Here's Johnny Giavotella. 2 for 11 in this set with 3 RBIs for Giavotella. He's batting .237. Ned Yost has pretty much run out the same lineup every game in this series today, with the exception of Brian Pena, who is catching.
Get used to it. I think this is the lineup that we're going to see next year as well regarding Kansas City, barring a huge trade.
The 0-1. Checked it. Looked like he went, and he did.
Their outfield appears to be in check. Left side of the infield with Escobar and Moustakis. Hosmer's going to be there. I think this is pretty much what we're looking at.
Well, they have battled the Tigers all season long, even though Detroit has won 10 of the 15. A lot of these have been one-run games, like yesterday's was. They went around. Avila will chase it down, and Giavotella is out of there. Second strikeout for Turner.
Don't know if Perez would have caught 4 games in the series anyway, but this may be one reason why he's not playing today. He was able to tag Avila out yesterday on a play at home plate. Looked like he jammed something, a right finger or something, in his right hand.
So Salvador, the fine-looking young catcher, is watching this one from the bench today. 2 outs, and it'll bring up Brian Pena. One strike on Pena. Royals have played a lot of one-run games this year. They are 22-30 in one-run games. One ball, one strike. Meanwhile, the Tigers have done well, 23-15. And Jim Leland downplayed that a little bit before the game today, saying, yeah, it's important, but they just want to continue to win games down the stretch. Whether or not they'll be battle tested because of the one-run games, he doesn't really know. But there's the winning percentage, almost 61% for Detroit.
It's nice when you have Papa Grande at the back end of the game.
One and two. Tigers had to come back yesterday for their one-run victory. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th to win it 5-4. Just off the plate outside. 2-2 the count on Pena. That's pulled down the right field line. It's going to hook, and that ball is foul. .30 pitches for Turner. The majority of them have been strikes. I mentioned Jacob was a highly touted prospect out of high school. He had actually committed to go to North Carolina, which has been a fabulous collegiate program before the Tigers made him a first-round pick. And then the plans changed. It bounces in. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Tigers actually have drafted quite a few pitchers that were headed to North Carolina. Wasn't Andrew Miller and also Porcello headed to North Carolina?
He was indeed. Lifted in the air toward left center field. Delman Young coming in. And that'll take care of the Royals. Not before they get a pair on the Francoeur home run. We go to the bottom of the 2nd.
As Gus Johnson and Charles Davis will bring you all the action in Norman, Oklahoma, where the top-ranked Sooners host in-state rival Tulsa. The FX College Football Game of the Week, presented by Russell Athletic, begins Saturday at 8 p.m. on High Definition.
How about college football returning?
It is here.
That time of the year, definitely. Although it doesn't feel like football weather. It is a warm one today, 85 right now, the temperature. Victor Martinez leads it off, and he takes strike 1.
There will be football probably on every single night from now until February.
Yep, absolutely. That's a good thing, though. 1 strike on Victor. Avila and then Peralta to follow. Danny Duffy hits the outside corner, 0-2.
Yeah, but the Tigers fans get a chance to watch a team that is in contention to win a pennant the month of September.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. On the ground to the shortstop. Escobar boots it. Still has time, and he got it. Anybody else, and he's safe. 1 out. Came up on him.
Yeah, it did.
That'll bring up Alex Avila.
Sometimes you can do everything right as an infielder and still not make the play cleanly.
Avila is 0 for 9 in the series, batting .297. And it's fouled back. Jim Leland was asked this question. You were talking about being the pennant race now. Now that it's September the 1st, does it feel more like it's an official pennant race, or did you have that feeling, say, mid-August?
I've had it for a while.
Have you?
I have.
To me, there is something about the month of September getting here that kind of legitimizes it now. And now we say, okay, we've got 1 month to go, and let's get it done.
And I think one of the reasons why I've kind of felt that way for about a few weeks now is obviously Verlander, and then you have Cabrera, one of the best players in the league on your team, best closers on your team as well, and Valverde. They've got a lot of nice pieces to finish this thing off.
And a 5.5 game lead on Cleveland coming in, 6 up on Chicago. 2 balls, 1 strike.
You have several guys having career years. You've had some rookie contributions, and that's the making of a really good team in a special season.
Yeah, Peralta playing above his normal numbers, although his normal numbers were still pretty good in Cleveland. 2-1, and then Avila, of course, playing way beyond his normal numbers, which obviously being his second full season.
That's right.
Not have a long history. Johnny waiting on deck. Victor and Cabrera have been awfully special in the middle. Duffy behind, 3-1.
I will say this too, although I've felt for quite some time that they've had the makings of a team to win the division, it wasn't until that last road trip where I really started to look at guys in the way that they were walking around the clubhouse, on the field. They've got that swagger kind of going right now. They know they're a good team, and they know every day they come to the ballpark, they got a legitimate chance of winning the game.
Well, Doug Fister has given them reason for optimism as well. He's pitched extremely well in the Tigers rotation. High fly ball, left field, not deep. Alex Gordon coming in. And there are 2 gone. Should be fun. Regardless, the final month of the season is upon us, and now it's time to really buckle down and grind out some wins and put it away.
And you're playing against teams that are chasing you. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, that's what Leland said as well today. That's the way he wants it, because it gives you an opportunity to either put it away or the teams behind you to make it a race, and that's what makes it fun. There's a strike called on Johnny Peralta.
Of course, Jim's been there before. He's had some teams that have won in the postseason. He has won a World Series. He took the Tigers to the World Series. They lost to St. Louis.
1 ball, 1 strike. There is, however, an element with Leland that he really doesn't want to put, as he likes to say it, the cart before the horse. They have not done anything yet. They have a nice lead going into September, but there's still a whole lot of work to be done. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's a good manager's mentality.
Here's the 2-1 from Duffy. High, towering fly ball, left center field, hit well. Cabrera going back. He'll go to the warning track for this one. Tigers go 1-2-3. We've played 2 here at Comerica, 2-0 KC. Detroit is brought to you by AT&T and by Tide, the Tide original you love, now with ActiLift technology. By the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game. Presented today by the Big Mac. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338. Or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Top three now as Jacob Turner goes back to the hill facing Alcides Escobar, Alex Gordon, and Melky Cabrera. Escobar, the number 9 hitter, batting .245. Waves and misses 0-1. He has homered in this series. Escobar didn't hit too many of them. He has 3 for the year. Former Milwaukee Brewer that came over in the Zach Greinke deal. 1 ball and 1 strike. And speaking of the Brewers, man, they're having themselves an unbelievable year.
Ron Renicky, their new manager, obviously has them clicking on all cylinders. They made some nice moves too. They acquired Zach Greinke at the beginning of the year. They also got Rodriguez, a former closer from the New York Mets. He's pitched well in the 8th inning. Doug Melvin's a pretty good GM.
Here's the 2-1 pitch.
But I don't think anybody thought that they would run away with that division, not with St. Louis in the division and also Cincinnati playing so well last year.
Yeah, absolutely. 8.5 up on the Cards. 81 wins for Milwaukee. In the air to center on a line. Jackson. And 1 gone. Let's check back into the studio. Time for a game break. Here's Shannon Hogan. All right, Shannon, thank you. Here it is 2-0 on the Jeff Francoeur home run for Kansas City. That was hit back in the second.
What kind of operation are they running over there in Cleveland? Pennant race, no TV?
It's pretty shabby, isn't it? Wow. 1 strike on Alex Gordon. Let me make a phone call and find out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Indians are trailing today at home to Cleveland, or to Oakland, 2-0. That's in the 6th inning.
Announcers are too tired today.
Yeah. Midnight is when that game ended last night. 2-1 on Gordon. He struck out back in the first.
Cleveland's played some long ones. We played 14 innings there one day. Then I think that next road trip they went to Chicago and played 14, and then 16 yesterday.
Better them than us. Rayburn throws him out. 2 gone.
Let's take a peek at Jacob Turner in his first start against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. He gave up 3 hits in that game, 2 runs, but take a look at where the location is on the pitches. He buries the breaking ball down and away. He's got a really nice 2-seamer that he runs in. He doesn't throw a slider, but his cutter acts like a slider. But the one thing that a lot of people were impressed with on that afternoon was his poise on the mound, including his manager, Jim Leland.
That's a foul ball off the bat of Melky Cabrera.
I believe Verlander made a couple of spot starts in 2005 before he came to the big leagues in 06, and I think that might be the vision here for Turner, and to be inserted into the rotation next year.
The other part of that is to have Turner hang around and see what it's like in a pennant race, because there's no doubt, I think, going forward they would like to see him in the rotation next year. And although he won't be pitching a lot, he'll be working out with the team, throwing on the side, and just kind of hanging out and watching what happens in a pennant run.
He can watch Verlander, and he can see how he goes about his business every single day.
1-2 on Melky Cabrera. Tigers have some added depth now. Andy Dirks coming back up. Carlos Guillen off the disabled list. Will Rhymes is back, and Luis Marte having a great year at Double-A this year. It'll be his first big league opportunity.
It appears that Jim recalled some players that could really help down the stretch. Some pinch hitters, defensive replacements. Don't know much about the Marte kid other than the fact that he throws really hard.
Grounder right back past the pitcher, but Johnny Peralta is there. Out at first base. Cabrera's gone. 1-2-3 inning. Here comes the bottom of the third. Warm day here at the ballpark today. The Royals and Tigers wrapping up what has turned into a 4-game series. This is a makeup game from an earlier rainout this year back in May. And the Tigers find themselves down by 2. 2-0 is our score. Ryan Rayburn leads it off. It'll be Rayburn and then Inge and then Jackson. Danny Duffy had a 1-2-3 second. He's allowed only 1 hit so far. Rayburn 1 for 6 in the series. Fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rayburn at .323 in the month of August, so he really picked it up. And getting the start at second base again today. Here's the 1-1. It'll be interesting to see going forward how that second base position will be played now by Jim Lelandrod, because he's got Rayburn, he's got Rhymes, he's got Guillen, he's got Santiago.
Well, if Guillen's healthy, he's the best player. But health is key with him always. But there's no doubt about that. He's a switch hitter, former All-Star. He's the best of the group.
Three and 1 on Rayburn.
But it's nice to have options.
And Duffy walked him, so Rayburn gets a base on balls. The first of the game by the KC lefty. He's going to bring up Brandon Inge.
And by having so many different second basemen at his disposal, that might aid in possibly keeping Carlos healthy during the month of September. And if they get into the postseason, a healthy Carlos being on the postseason roster is a good thing.
Well, options abound now with the expanded rosters here in September. Chopped foul, third base side. In Joe for 2 in the series, batting .179 for the year. Splitting time pretty much with Benamite now. And Brandon gets the start against lefties, as Duffy is today, so he gets the call. Bouncing ball to third. This might be a double play. Moustakas. Oh, he dropped it at second, and they're going to call him out. It cost him the double play, but they do get the force.
That's very good aggressive base running by Ryan Rayburn. He got down to second base. He put pressure on Giavotella. Giavotella could hear the footsteps of Rayburn coming upon him. Therefore, not a clean exchange. They don't get the double play turned on what appeared to be a tailor-made double play grounder. Nice slide by Rayburn.
Here's Jackson. Austin hit the ball hard his first time up, lined it right to the left fielder Alex Gordon. After a big day yesterday, Jackson now 7 for 15 in the series. Oh, and 2.
It's been a challenging year for Austin. Quite a few strikeouts. The batting average hovering right around 250. He was around 300 all year last year, scored 100 runs. But he will get back to those numbers. For whatever reason, this was just a challenge for him. It's part of it.
Year to year, you just don't know what awaits you, but I don't think there's any doubt last year was certainly no fluke.
I think he handled it perfectly. It's never changed. Smiling every day, having a lot of fun. It's tough to play up here every single day and have a lot of success. Not an easy thing to do. Big leagues is tough.
Meanwhile, Oakland continues to lead Cleveland 2-0. That game in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. Jackson is gone, and there are 2 outs. Third strikeout for Danny Duffy. He's going to bring up Ordonez, who doubled back in the first inning. Still the only Tigers hit of the game. Way outside, 1-0.
If you weren't with us, MIGUEL Ordonez stole third base after doubling his last time up, and it's the first time the Tigers have stolen third base this year.
I heard that and I was kind of surprised by that. I thought Jackson had done it.
I was too.
Fouled back out of play.
And here's MIGUEL with his fresh legs today. Here's the double. It's a hustling double. He had to get to second and slide. And then after getting there, he takes off for third and steals successfully.
And he stole it easily. Tigers stranded him there, though. And Duffy was able to strand him by striking out Delman Young and Miguel Cabrera to end the first inning. Duffy himself still very young, 22 years old. MIGUEL fouls it away. That was his 51st pitch of the afternoon.
Duffy is still having some of the issues that have kind of plagued him all season long. Over 50 pitches already, and he hasn't gotten out of the third inning. And we watched a young kid yesterday, Adcock, get a spot start. Young kid, but he had probably 50 pitches in the 6th inning, maybe. That's how efficient Adcock was yesterday. They'd like to see Duffy get to that same kind of efficiency because he has better stuff.
252 the first time through the order, but as you see, a lot of times the numbers go up. Second and third time through. Same thing with Duffy. Drilled to the right center field gap this time, and that ball is going to get down and go to the wall. That'll get a run in. Ainge coming around to score. And MIGUEL has his second double of the game. Tigers are on the board.
Duffy continues to try to throw the fastball by MIGUEL. This is at 95 miles an hour. MIGUEL clears those hits out of the way, which gets the bat in the hitting zone. and he whistles the ball up the right center field gap before Cabrera could pick it up. Inge is rounding third, scoring, and Maglio was entertaining thoughts of a triple, and then he thought better of it.
Wouldn't that have been something?
I thought he was heading for third.
Anything that gets to the right center field wall, you have a shot, but Maglio decided to hold up. Delmon Young trying to tie it up now. Young struck out with a man at third back in the first.
That double by Maglio in the right center gap was made possible by the aggressive slide of Ryan Rayburn on the tailor-made double play ball to third that wasn't turned by the Kansas City Royals.
Line drive to left. That's a fair ball. That'll get a run in. Young is on his way to second, and he is in there with a stand-up double. Back-to-back two-base hits for Detroit.
Give Rayburn credit for 2 runs now that the Tigers have here in this inning. This is a breaking ball that Delmon Young gets out in front of and doubles down the corner with, and Maglio obviously scores rather easily on that play. So Delmon didn't get it done in the first inning, but he gets it done here in the third.
And now Cabrera a chance to give the Tigers the lead.
This is a good offensive team, clicking on all cylinders. In the month of August, the offense really started to show up as a whole. And we got caught talking about AVILA a lot, Cabrera a lot, but there was a lot of guys that were doing positive things in the month of August. And they couldn't be clicking at a better time if you're Lloyd McClendon, the hitting coach.
Tigers have 2 runs, 3 hits. All of their hits are doubles. Drilled to center field. That's a base hit. Here comes Delmon. They're going to try and score him. Here comes the throw from Cabrera. Not in time. Throw down to second, and he is safe.
Starting to look like a playoff team. Playing with a lot of energy. Anytime the ball is hit into the outfield with the ability of these guys that can throw, you have to get on your horse. Delmon got a good jump off second base with 2 outs and was able to score rather easily, even though Cabrera has a very strong arm from center field.
Single RBI. He takes second on the throw home, and the Tigers had put up a 3 spot here against Danny Duffy. .388 with runners in scoring position. Three straight hits with 2 outs. The Tigers continue to do good business against the Central. They've won 7 of their last 9 against teams within their division. And they're trying to notch another victory here today against KC. 34-20 overall against the Central Division. Now Martinez a chance to drive in a 2-out run.
That's why sometimes the little things just don't show up in the box score. And the fact that Rayburn was able to break up this double play, they didn't turn, that extended the inning, put pressure on Duffy to throw more pitches to the middle of the batting order. And the middle of the batting order has done what they always do, and that's drive in big runs in clutch situations.
And it was Rayburn that drew the walk to start the inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0.
Here's where lately Victor's been trying to jump ship. And what I mean by that is hit a homer. Hit something in the gap. 2 balls, no strikes. He's been very aggressive when he's gotten fastballs in these situations lately. And he's been working on it a lot in extra batting practice.
3-0.
They might as well walk him.
Alex Avila will hit with runners at first and second. And The two-out rally by Detroit has given them the lead. Look out! He threw it away. Cabrera wasn't looking. Now he's going to try and get to third, and he is in there.
He got lucky.
Oh, did he? He got lucky. Turned his back to the play. That was a wild pitch.
That's why you never take your eye off the baseball, is because you never know what's going to happen. And it's also why a lot of managers don't like to have the pitcher that's in the game at the time issue intentional walks, because this is not something that you practice that often, just lobbing the baseball. And obviously Duffy missed his target by a wide margin. That ball hit the backstop.
Yes. Didn't even bounce.
Just a bit outside.
Meanwhile, Cabrera was heading back to the bag, and by the time he realized it, it was almost a close play at third.
Well, you just don't see it every day.
No. In fact, I'm trying to remember the last time I saw it. Here's AVILA. Fouled away. Tigers pretty quiet for the first 2 innings. They have come up with a walk, 3 straight hits, an intentional walk, and a wild pitch. Bender misses high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 2 now on AVILA. Alex flied out back in the second, 0 for 1. Fouled away. AVILA trying to break an 0 for 10 stretch right now in this series. 25 doubles this year, which leads all American League catchers. He is also tied for the most hits among AL catchers with 107.
And Jim might have to give him a blow at some point in time this weekend. Did he say when Omir Santos was coming back?
Well, I think it has to do
10 days.
The amount of days he has to stay down, which is 10. So when has he been down now? He's been down a few days.
Well, he caught the 1 day on the trip.
And then was sent down. Yeah,
right.
That was in Tampa, so it's pretty close. Swing and a miss. AVILA's out of there, and the inning is over. However, a big inning for the Tigers. They scored 3 2-out runs. Ordonez, Young, and Cabrera flexing their collective muscle.
sports. The Chicago White Sox visit CABRERA Park this Friday through Sunday for an important 3-game series. Tickets are on sale now for all 3 games at 866-66-TIGER or online at tigers.com. All 3 games have 3 different starting times. Friday 7:05, 4:10 on Saturday, followed by an 8:10 national broadcast on Sunday nights.
But you know it's going tomorrow, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Must see.
Justin Verlander, his first start since winning his 20th last Saturday in Minneapolis.
I kind of like exactly what he had to say after that the very next day. He said 20's great. I love it. But right now my focus is toward Friday and the Chicago White Sox. He is on a mission this year. And he really has been on a mission all year since spring training.
He'll continue that mission tomorrow night against the team chasing the Tigers in the Central, the White Sox. Billy Butler leads it off. And Jacob Turner is pitching with the lead for the first time this afternoon, 3-2 Detroit.
I mean, think about Verlander for a moment. In the month of February, he came out and publicly stated that he felt like the reason why they hadn't gotten to the postseason the last couple of years is because he had poor months of April. Took it upon himself. Boy, he's been getting busy all season.
So what if he ends up leading the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts? Is he your MVP?
It's between him and Granderson. So, I mean, I know Bautista's had a nice year in Toronto, but they're not going to go to the postseason. Granderson's had an unbelievable year offensively. But Verlander is a legitimate MVP candidate. He really is. And it takes special seasons like the one that he's having to really get into the conversation. Adrian Gonzalez also having a solid year. Look how many runs Granderson scored this year. 123 with 38 big flies.
Whoa. The 1-2 fouled away. Do you think going to postseason should factor in whether or not a guy has a shot to win that award?
I don't think it should, but I think that cost Austin Jackson last year and Cabrera not getting the 2 awards at the end of the year, the Rookie of the Year and the MVP.
Agreed. Here's the 1-2 to Butler. It's outside 2-2 the count on Billy. Hosmer and then Frank Coor here in the 4th for KC.
What do you think about the MVP? You think he has a legitimate shot of winning it?
I think he has a shot, and I tend to fall where Jim Leyland falls in that it should be a position player. But again, if Verlander leads in 3 categories, man, it's going to be awfully tough not to give it to him. I mean, what if he wins 23, 24 games?
Well, he's been the most talked about player in the game today.
Here are some of the rules, the MVP voting rules that those that vote have to follow. You see that general character, disposition, and loyalty and effort fall in there. I had no idea that was part of the voting. And the rest of the criteria. Former winners are eligible. Number of games played, which should have come into play last year when Cabrera played more than Hamilton did.
No doubt.
But it didn't. So those are just some of the guidelines that they're asked to follow, those that vote. Strike called on Hosmer.
It is definitely a trending topic.
6 for 12 in the series. Hosmer hit a couple of homers in yesterday's game and has a single and a run scored today.
So far pretty good for Turner in this inning after his team has gotten him the lead. He got the first out and he's ahead of Hosmer here. No balls, 2 strikes. Now he just needs to expand the strike zone and make a quality pitch.
The other thing is that Jacob Turner has retired 7 straight since the home run by Frank Coor. So he bounced back from that homer nicely, and his teammates supported him with 3. Hosmer hits a ball back up the middle. There's another hit. So he's 2 for 2.
This gives you an idea of how special Hosmer is. Jacob Turner did exactly as you'd like to see a pitcher do. No balls, 2 strikes. He climbed to the ladder with a fastball. It's firm. This is just a show me pitch to change the eye level. And then all of a sudden he comes back with a breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone that he puts in play.
There's Frank Coor. Strike 1 on Frank Coor.
Actually showed you a couple of breaking balls there, but the previous pitch to that breaking ball that was a single was an 0-2 fastball up.
Two-run homer back in the second for Francoeur, his 1,000th major league hit. Runner goes. Here comes the throw from Avila. It's high, not in time. So Hosmer now is stealing bases as well. That's his 8th of the year.
Well, you have to pay attention to him. When Turner didn't pay attention to him, Avila really had no shot, but he made it close anyway. He had a great jump off first base.
Tying run at second base. Two and one.
Here, one more time, just want to show you this. This is the 0-2 pitch that Avila wanted up in the strike zone, and the pitchability of the youngster Turner. And obviously the next pitch he went at the bottom of the strike zone, and Hosmer singled sharply up the middle.
Fouled away. 2-2 on Francoeur.
You don't want to throw Francoeur breaking balls. When scouts define his skill set as far as swinging the bat, they say that he has slider bat speed, and what that means is guys that throw 95 and above, he has tough time with those fastballs. But if you throw him breaking balls in the strike zone, he hits them hard like he did the first time up, homering on a breaking ball off Turner.
To left field, Delman Young backing up to the warning track. Francoeur is out. 2 gone.
Another breaking ball here from Turner at the bottom of the strike zone. Better location. If you get it down in the strike zone, those don't usually go out of the ballpark.
And that leaves it up to Mike Moustakas. Four 0 Oakland now as they head to the stretch at Progressive Field. Carmona's out of the game. Fausto Carmona started for the Indians. Popped him up. Middle of the infield. Cabrera coming over. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, a steal, 1 man left. Jacob Turner looks good here today. A question. Got a little bit of a football twist today since college football starts tonight. What 2 schools, or which 2 schools, in the current college football coaches poll top 10 have the most alumni currently playing in the major leagues? The current top 10 coaches poll. Which of those schools have the most alumni playing in Major League Baseball? First pitch popped up.
Wow.
Right side of the infield. Hosmer. And he'll make the catch. Peralta's out of there. Here's your current top 10 in case you want to peruse some of these names here and think about some guys in the big leagues from these schools. Sooners #1 on that list. And Alex Avila's Alabama Crimson Tide #2.
Are we doing just a top school? How many did we say? Top school?
Top 10. So how many of these schools here have the most Major League alumni? Any one of those schools. Think about that for a while. Here's Ryan Rayburn. He walked back in the third. Ball outside, 2-0. Duffy's 2-0 pitch. It's in there, 2-1. Duffy's next pitch will be his 70th. So he pretty much has been like the scouting report told us he would be. A lot of pitches in this game, and that is popped up back out of play. 2-2 on Rayburn. Brandon Inge will follow. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Tigers fell behind 2-0, but scored 3 in the third. RBIs for Ordonez, Young, and Cabrera, 2, 3, and 4. Fly ball left field, shallow. Gordon. 2 gone to the Tigers' fourth. This game today is available in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. Temperature still rising. It was 82 at game time. It's up to 87 now.
It's going to be rather toasty tomorrow as well. Over 90.
It is September, right?
It is.
Somebody forgot to tell the weatherman.
You know, you always get that last burst of heat at the tail end of summer. That one last week.
That's true. Inge with 2 outs. He scored a run back in the third after reaching out a fielder's choice.
Holiday weekend, too.
Bob McClure comes trotting out of the dugout now, the pitching coach.
Hey fans, after the game, you know the drill. Stay tuned for Tigers Live for reaction, analysis, and highlights from today's game. Tigers Live from the Coliseum Studios and at the ballpark here on Fox Sports Detroit. We'll have it all covered for you.
Hopefully discussing a Tigers win. Right now they're ahead 3-2. This one's shaping up to be another tight ball game, but what's new between these two clubs? Six of the last 7 in the season series between these two teams have been 1-run games. The only one that wasn't was the 9-5 Tigers loss a couple of days ago. Ball low now, 3-0 on Brandon Inge. He walked him on 4 straight pitches. Third walk of the game now for Duffy. It's going to bring up Jackson. AJ today is 0 for 2. Line out, strikeout. Ball 1. Duffy has not won a decision since July the 31st. He has made 5 starts from that point to this point. He's had 4 losses and a no decision. And they've got him picked off. Now Inge getting himself in a rundown to give himself a chance at least, but he's tagged out. 2 in the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, nobody left. To the 5th we go. Get the lowest tire price period. Bell Tire. 5-hour energy. Fixes tired fast. One shot back to work. Problem solved. And by Nissan's Bottom Line Sales Event extended through September the 5th. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer. Back here in downtown Detroit on a glorious afternoon here in the Motor City. It was kind of hazy at the start of the ball game. That has burnt off a little bit. Beautiful day. Warm day here at the ballpark. Hanging out in the D, the Tigers and the Royals here this afternoon, and a really good crowd. Lots of fans here today for this makeup game. A 3-2 ball game. Here's a ground ball, fair, just eluding the glove of Miguel Cabrera. Giavotella scooting towards second, and he dives in there safely. Leadoff 2-base hit for the Royals.
Giavotella hit that ball right off the end of the bat, right inside the first baseline. Cabrera not able to knock it down nor glove it.
Giavotella with his little choppy steps got to second base. 5th double of the year for the Royals rookie. So the tying run now in scoring position. Turner before that double had retired 9 of the previous 10. Bouncing ball right side. This will advance the runner. Pena's out. And Giavotella goes to third. That'll bring up Alcides Escobar.
Well, Jim's not going to concede the run here. As we get a look at Turner's pitch count, 66 total. They're going to play the infield in and make the Kansas City Royals make a decision whether they're coming on contact or not on the ground.
Escobar flied out back in the third. Big swing there for Escobar.
A lot of times managers like to put this on when they have a player like Escobar in the batter's box, a guy that really doesn't hit that many fly balls, because as a hitter, that's exactly what you try to do, and then you get out of your comfort zone. That's why they play the infield in sometimes with guys like Escobar.
Well, right now he's down in the count 0-2.
You could just see by that last approach But he's dropping that back elbow, trying to lift the ball in the air.
Good stop there by Avila.
BUTLER very aggressive down at third base with the secondary lead. It looks like he's coming on contact even if the ball is hit on the ground in the infield.
Now the 1-2. Missed it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jacob Turner, just 20 years old, out of St. Charles, Missouri. Lifted in the air, shallow center. Jackson coming on, base hit. That'll get the run in. BUTLER scoots home, and it's a single and an RBI for Escobar. That'll tie the game at 3 runs apiece. Escobar gets his 39th RBI.
Good at bat for Escobar. He fell behind, no balls, 2 strikes. He worked the count back to 2-2 and got a hanging breaking ball from Turner that he didn't miss. Softly lined in the center field. He's a threat to run. He has 19 steals this year.
Strike 1 on Gordon. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout, ground out. It's been a big series for Gordon, although he's hitless in this one. He had 4 hits on Monday.
Gordon's kind of turned himself into the kind of player that Kansas City Royals touted him into being when they drafted him #1 a few years ago. He's a nice player.
The one thing impressive about this season is he has hit 300 in every month except 1, and that was May. He's been over 300 every other month. So the consistency factor has been there for Gordon this year.
He worked hard in the offseason. We talk about some of the Tigers and their workout regimens, routines, I should say, in the offseason, and how hard they work. Gordon worked 4 days a week in the offseason with the hitting coach, Kevin Seitzer. They both live in the Kansas City area, and totally tore his entire swing down and rebuilt it. And with that came confidence.
Talked about his defensive abilities as well. 20 assists this year, which is a Royals single season record. And he still has a month to go to add on to those numbers.
Of course, taking him off of third base too. He doesn't have to hear the whispers of George Brett anymore, and him being the next George Brett.
Two and one.
That's one of the things that the late great Sparky Anderson used to do a lot of. Every time he'd get a young player in spring training,
boy did he.
He'd tout them as the next
so-and-so.
Stan Musial or Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays.
That usually doesn't work. Runner goes. One hop throw, going to be tardy. Escobar has a steal. That'll be his 20th. Now the Royals have a chance to take the lead here.
The Royals are a very aggressive team. They have been aggressive all year. It started in spring training, the mindset by their manager Ned Yost, and they lead the American League in steals.
Avila had a good pitch to throw there, but too big of a jump for Escobar. Now the 2-2. Blocked at home plate. 3-2.
If you remember back to that start that he had against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, he gave up quite a few stolen bases to the Angels in that game. The Angels stole 5 bases against Turner that afternoon. So clearly that's a part of his game that he needs to work on, doing a better job of slowing down the running game.
Lifted toward left field. Young coming on. It'll drop in front of him. Base hit. Gordon has a looping single to left, and the Royals now have runners at first and third. That is the 6th Kansas City hit in this game. Still only 1 out, and Jeff Jones going to make a visit now to the youngster.
Well, no need in panicking. He's still just 1 pitch away from getting out of this mess. That would be a ground ball double play.
Tigers have some action going in the bullpen now. Ryan Perry is the right-hander. Daniel Schlereth is the lefty.
Ryan Field had earlier that Al Albuquerque threw quite a few pitches here today before the game, and it all went well with Albuquerque. They're going to make a decision on what they want to do with him next. That is good news.
Albuquerque, one of the great surprises out of the Detroit bullpen this year. One of the guys the Tigers signed in the offseason, started in the minor leagues, and has made a tremendous splash at the big league level.
They've got some length in that bullpen with the emergence of Phil Koch pitching the way that he has pitched lately.
Here is Melky Cabrera. 3-3 game. Royals threatening here in the 5th. Ball 1. Outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. And Turner is staring into the meat of the Royals lineup. You've got Cabrera here. Then it would be Butler and Hosmer.
Well, if you're Alex Gordon on first base, good time to steal if you're thinking about running, because you know Turner not really paying a lot of attention to you.
Fouled back out of play. 2-1.
And he does have speed, not a burner, but has the ability to steal a base like the majority of the Royals do.
Escobar and Getz each have 20 steals. Francoeur has 19. Gordon has 14. Bluff to third. Neither runner going anywhere. Line drive, base hit to left. That'll get a run in. Gordon will go to second. Escobar comes in, and Melky Cabrera knocks in a run. And that's going to give the Royals a 4-3 lead. It's going to be it for Jacob Turner. Jim Leyland coming out. Cabrera gets his 79th RBI of the year. And we'll have ourselves a wall side windows pitching change. Ryan Perry coming in to face Billy Butler will step aside. It's 4-3 KC. The bullpen. Jacob Turner is out of this game after 4 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 4 runs, and he is still responsible for the runners on base.
He didn't really get beat up that badly in this particular inning. The one little ball down the right field line by BUTLER that got past Cabrera, and then they moved him to third. Soft liner into the outfield by Escobar, followed by another soft liner. So not a bad day by Jacob Turner.
Ryan Perry coming in to face Billy Butler. 7 hits now for KC. Butler in this one is 0 for 2, couple of ground balls. RBIs in the inning for Escobar and Cabrera.
It's a good job by Ryan. You have to pay attention to these base runners all the time.
Ball 1. Butler this year with 16 home runs. He's knocked in 77. Two balls, no strikes. This is one of the counts that Jeff Francoeur has talked to Butler about. He said, you know, I'd rather see you go 1 for 4 with a homer as opposed to 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Because you've got power and you need to start developing that power. And especially in good hitters counts like this, 2-0, let it fly a little bit more. And he fouls it off. Of course, Francoeur has gotten an extension because he's been so good in the clubhouse, and the veteran trying to impart some words of wisdom to the rookie, or not the rookie, but the young player Butler.
It's good advice from Francoeur to Butler, because Butler is one of those guys that can hit 300, but you would like to see some more power out of him, especially if he's going to bat in the middle of the batting order. He's got great hand-eye coordination.
He has hit as many as 21. He has 16 this year.
We'll take that double play right now.
Absolutely. There's a strike, 2-2.
Butler not happy with that last call by Bill Miller. A little mini protest.
Hit on his hands that time, and it's fouled back. 4 runs, 7 hits today for the Royals. The Tigers had 3 runs on 4 hits. 2-2 on Butler.
We told you that the Tigers stole third base today for the first time this year. The Kansas City Royals have stolen third base 20 times this year.
That shows you the differences in the way these two clubs operate.
And Gordon's itching to go.
Fouled away. Perry in place of Turner here. Jacob gave up a double and 3 singles in this inning, knocking him out of the game. Runners go on 2-2, and it's fouled back out of play. So Gordon and Cabrera retreat. Meanwhile, Butler with a lengthy battle here against Perry. This will be the 8th pitch in this at bat coming up.
I don't know if Butler knows the signs and he was waiting for a breaking ball to be called or not, but he stayed there for 4 pitches. They were all fastballs to Butler. Then all of a sudden, here comes a breaking ball, and he takes off for third base.
Holding this time. Ground ball, fair ball, out of the reach of Brandon Inge. Gordon coming around to score. They might try and get 2 runs in. Here comes Cabrera. He's coming home, and he'll score, and Billy Butler has a double, and the Royals have a 6-3 lead.
Let's take a look at our bell tire pitch by pitch at how Perry is going after the dangerous Billy Butler, although they really had a chance to keep him in check in this game. He's crowding him with fastballs, and he continues to jam Billy Butler until Billy finally gets a fastball and he whistles the ball past a diving Brandon Inge for a double and 2 ribbies. It's a good at bat by Billy, and doubles nothing new for Butler.
Most in the majors since 2009. And those runs are charged to the starter Turner, so he'll be tagged with 6 runs in this game.
Well, down at third, if Inge can't get it, it's usually not playable. He's got really good range over there.
Hosmer getting the intentional pass. That'll put runners at first and second. 4 for 5 this inning with men in scoring position for KC. They have come through. Ground ball and snagged at third by Inge, who fires high to second base. Everybody is safe.
What a play, though.
He almost got the runner at second.
If the throw is low, they do get that force out. I mean, if he throws this ball down and Rayburn does not have to come off the bag, they get the out.
What a throw. So they're loaded up. And they'll bring up Mike Moustakas, already a 6-3 game. Ball 1 to Moustakas. All of a sudden now the Royals have 9 hits today. Moustakas 0 for 2. Pop up in both at bats. One ball, 1 strike. This is the 9th Royal to bat in this inning. Tigers had a 3-2 lead, but a 4-run 5th inning for KC. Slice to left field on a line. Delman coming on to make the catch. Butler tagging, but coming back to third base wisely. Two gone. That's going to leave it up to Johnny Giavotella, who started this inning with a double. Just out of the reach of the first baseman Cabrera and just inside the bag, and it turned out to be a big hit. Got this inning rolling. He looks at strike 1. One ball, 1 strike on Giavotella. Three hits in the series for the Royals second baseman, and also a handful of really good defensive plays. KC, for the most part in this series, has played some good defense. They're trying to break it open here with the base hit. And it's lifted to right field on a line. Maglio going back, and that will end the inning. So they will leave him loaded. However, the Royals take the lead, and you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. again, which two schools in the current college football coaches poll top 10 have the most alumni in the major leagues?
I'm going to go Florida State.
Well, good guess, but LSU and Stanford. 9 players each. No LSU to be found there, but a good guess nonetheless. There's a strike called on Austin Jackson as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning now. Some work to do. The Tigers down by 3.
A lot of baseball to be played in this ball game today.
Jackson hits one in the air to center field. Melky Cabrera cruising back. It's over his head. It's over the wall on one hop. It's a double to start things off.
Seems like every time Duffy throws a fastball in the strike zone, the Tigers, they have murdered those pitches. It's all about his location. He just really has not been able to locate all that effectively this year. Once he learns to do so, he'll be a much better big league pitcher.
5 hits in the last 2 games for Jackson, his 19th double of the year. And here is Ordonez.
And Gio Botella paying way too much attention to Jackson. Jackson more than likely is not going to try to steal third base down by 3. And in essence, he's giving Maglio that huge hole on the right side where he hits a lot of his balls.
Maglio hit one to left center his first at bat, to right center his second at bat, both of them doubles.
Here's that hole I'm talking about. Maglio will go there with regularity.
Driven down the left field line. That ball is up and gone.
Look out, Mags.
Man,
laser.
A line drive bullet over the wall and left. And just like that, the Tigers get 2 runs back.
Maglio having some kind of day. Some kind of day for Maglio. Homer, double, ribbies, stolen base. Look at him pull his hands in on this one.
Six-5 ball game now. Delman Young stands in. 2 batters into the 5th inning. The Tigers get 2 of those runs back. Ordonez has his 5th home run of the year. A couple of doubles and a long ball today for Maglio. What a day it's been for him. 1-1 on Young. Delman doubled in a run back in the 3rd.
It may have gone unnoticed by some, but not by us. That play that Brandon Inge made, taking that ball, that double in that corner away from Francoeur last half inning, is the reason why the Tigers are only down by 1 right now. It could be a lot worse right now.
Aaron Crow tuning up in their bullpen.
That was a big play by Brandon. They did not score after that. The little things.
First time as a Tiger that Mags has stolen a base and homered in the same game. 3-1 pitch on the ground to second, right at Giavotella. One gone. Go back to 2003, the last time Maglio stole a base and homered in the same game. That was with Chicago. Prior to his Tigers days, here's Cabrera. Miguel extended his hitting streak to 7 straight with a single to knock in a run back in the 3rd. Ground ball to 3rd, foul. A diving attempt by Moustakas. Didn't matter. It was outside of the bag. 0-1. One ball, one strike. Tigers have been out hit by 3, but outscored by 1. This has been a 6-run inning combined for both teams. Royals got 4. Tigers have answered with a 2-run shot from Ordonez. little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike on Cabrera. MIGUEL wants to remember this day. It's been a tough season for him, trying to get over the ankle injury. And his good buddy Guillen, who came back today off the DL.
MIGUEL told me he's going to play somewhere next year too. He doesn't know if it's going to be here or not, but he's going to get back to the training with the University of Miami football team and get himself back into shape. Could not work out as hard this offseason because of the ankle injury, but he still feels like he's got some baseball in his body. Had that conversation a couple days ago.
3-2 the count.
And as a player, you always feel like you have something left in your body when you've been able to compete at a high level for a long time.
We'll see 3-2 on the ground to the shortstop. Escobar. Cabrera is out. 2 gone.
It's been a nice career for MIGUEL, closing in on 300 big flies. A career 300 hitter. Over 1,200 RBIs. One of the best hitters to ever come out of Venezuela.
Here's Martinez. Ground ball to short. And Escobar gobbles this one up as well. However, the Tigers chop into that deficit. MIGUEL hit one out of the line drive variety and cleared the bullpen.
Place a deposit on 2012 Tigers season tickets and receive postseason priority for 2011. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com.
Tigers down by a run now as we travel to the 6th inning in this one. Kids enjoying their final days of summer before school gets cranked up. Ryan Perry back to the hill. The Royals today have 9 hits. Ryan Pena leading it off. Ground ball to second where Ryan Rayburn is stationed. And there is one gone. Let's go back to the studio now. Time for a game break. And Shannon Hogan. All right, Shannon, thank you. Yeah, 5.5 up on Cleveland. Chicago's 6-back coming into play today. Tigers chipping away, though. They're down by 1.
Chicago idle today. They're not playing.
Alcides Escobar, the batter. Chicago making their way to the Motor City for a date tomorrow against the Tigers. And Justin Verlander will be waiting for them. Verlander and Danks in game 1. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off. Perry took over for Jacob Turner, who started this game, was charged with 6 runs in his outing today. And the 0-2. A bit outside. 1-2 on Alcides Escobar. 3 hits in the series. He has homered. He knocked in a run with a single back in the 5th. Homer came in the first game of the series. Three this weekend against Chicago and then 3 in Cleveland. So the next 6 days will really be interesting as we delve into September. The 2 teams directly behind the Tigers.
That's going to be a real quick trip over to Cleveland. It's a night game here on Sunday night. Then you have a day game on Monday, and then another day game on Wednesday. Am I seeing that right? 11:30.
11:30.
An 11:30 tilt.
Oh, it's a noon game. That's why. It's a pregame at 11:30. Tigers live, but yeah, that's right. They play noon games there.
Breakfast with the Tigers on Wednesday.
1-2 on Escobar.
Perry obviously feeling awfully good today. That last fastball that he threw to Escobar was 98 miles an hour.
Should have had no trouble getting loose today. 87 right now at the ballpark. Degrees, that is.
These are the innings that Jim says are the most valuable to his team. When you're losing in the middle of the game, you have to have someone that's in the game that can keep the score right where it's at, because if they do, the offense usually perks up and takes over the game.
He'll get back out of play.
He has thrown the youngster Escobar everything but the kitchen sink, and he continues to foul off everything.
10th pitch coming up in this at bat. Hit him with it. Did he swing?
Calling him out.
Yep. Well, that was a funny looking play. Escobar.
Scary looking play too.
Tried to get out of the way and apparently swung the bat. It definitely hit him, but he swung the bat. Ned Yost getting the explanation. It's a short conversation.
Yeah, not much of an argument.
No doubt he went. Haven't seen that in a while either. 2 gone. First strikeout for Perry. So the top of the order now, Gordon coming up. Ball's going to bounce all the way into the seats. Over the screen. 1-0 on Gordon, a single. Run scored back in the 5th. Escobar still barking about being hit, but there was no question he swung the bat. Lifted back out of play, 1-1. Down he goes. Perry with another strikeout in a 1-2-3 inning. His second strikeout. Here comes the bottom of the sixth.
And now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. One of the biggest plays of this game will not show on the box score tomorrow. It was Ryan Rayburn after a leadoff walk, breaking up a double play, not allowing the second baseman to turn it over. The Tigers went on to score 3 runs in that inning because of the aggressive slide by Rayburn. Coors Light Freeze Cam is always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Have a new pitcher on now for the Royals. That would be Aaron Crow, the right-hander. Alex Avila leading it off. He's 0 for 2. Avila's strikeout and a flyout. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Crow is a native of Topeka, Kansas. That's where he was born. He played college ball at Missouri. In fact, he played at Mizzou the same time Max Scherzer was there. They were teammates.
He's playing close to the house then.
The 0-1. Tipped into the glove for strike 2, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes on Alex. 6, 7, 8 in the Detroit lineup here, down by a run. Tigers at one point trailed 6-3, but then Maglio got a 2-run shot in the 5th inning. Here's Crow's 1-2. Missed it outside, 2-2. 96 on that fastball that missed away. Line drive to left, base hit. Avila charging hard. He's going to try for 2. Here's the throw, and he is safe.
It's a great at-bat by Avila, who had been struggling the last couple of days against Kansas City Royals pitching. He flips the ball the opposite way, and then he challenges the very strong arm of Alex Gordon. Gordon has 20 assists from the outfield, but Avila gambled and won.
That snaps an 0 for 15 for Alex. A 2-base hit to lead off the 6th inning. Tying run now at second. And here's Johnny Peralta. He looks to strike one from Crow. Didn't go. Tigers now have 5 doubles as a team. Maglio has 2 of them. Team high is 6 doubles. They did earlier this year. They did that in June in Texas. Grounded foul. 1 and 2.
Last half inning, we were talking about Maglio and what he likes to do in the offseason as far as working out with one of the trainers that works with the University of Miami football team. He said one of the reasons Avila having such a great year, Avila was on that same workout regimen in the offseason with him this last offseason.
Outside 2 and 2. He has needed every bit of that workout, and the fact that he got himself into great shape with all the innings he has caught this year.
It helps you stay strong when you get that really good base.
Alex now with 26 doubles. Can they get him in? Ground ball foul. 2-2 it stays on Johnny Peralta. 0 for 2 today. Pop-up flyout.
And then it's up to the Tigers training staff and also their strength and fitness conditioning guru, Javar Gillette, to keep guys in shape after they have had their workout programs in the offseason.
Chopper hit toward third. Moustakas on the charge. Quick throw is scooped. No, it's not. It gets by Hosmer. This will get the tying run in. Peralta to second, and he'll hold there. Tigers have tied it up 6-6.
Great instincts here by Avila. He knows that he can't come over to third base unless he sees Moustakas throw the ball over to first base. And once Moustakas throws the ball over to first base, Alex anticipates that, and now he's able to get to third base. It was a poor throw by Moustakas, and that allowed Avila to scamper home.
Santiago, meanwhile, pinch hitting for Rayburn. 6-6.
He might be bunting.
Single error, no RBI, and he'll try and get that runner to third with nobody out. High pitch punted. Throw. Little off balance. Sacrificed by Santiago.
Picture perfect. You don't usually bunt balls that are that high in the strike zone, but Santiago able to get up and on top of it, and he allows the bat to catch the top part of the ball, which creates that trajectory to get it down.
Leland going right back to his bench. Bedamit will hit. 6-6 game, and the Tigers have the go-ahead run at third base for Bedamit. He fouls it back. Wilson batting .286.
That one knock that he has in this series was a big one. It was yesterday. Drove in the go-ahead run. Here's that ball. It was a double down in the right field corner. Drove in one, but AVILA was thrown out at the plate trying to score on the heels of Brennan Bosch.
Shot foul back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Wilson Betemit. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, it is a final. Oakland has defeated the Indians 7-0. Swing and a miss. Betemit is out of there. Go-ahead run remains at third base. He's going to ring up Jackson. Infield back now with 2 outs. Jackson takes ball 1. Inside, back him out of there. 2-0 the count. AJ today with a double in 3 at-bats. He doubled ahead of the MIGUEL home run in the 5th. A back and forth affair here today. Right now 6 games separating Detroit and Cleveland pending the final outcome of this one. Driven in the air down the left field line. That ball is up and it's deep enough. It's gone. A home run. Austin Jackson, his 8th. Tigers lead.
Last 8 days, Austin Jackson's been in some kind of zone. This ball is down. It's in. It's a breaking ball, and he goes down, and with almost one hand coming off the bat, he gets enough of it to hit a bullet into the Tigers bullpen.
It's the 9th Tigers hit in this game. Here's Ordonez, strike 1.
Offensively today, the Tigers have been very aggressive. They've gotten some big hits, and then they've hit some big flies.
Jackson hitting .500 in the series. Tigers' top 4 hitters have done marvelous work in this game. They have in fact driven in 7 of the 8 runs. And it'll get away and roll into the camera well. And so MIGUEL is safe at first base. Another break there for the Tigers. Pinch runner now. MIGUEL coming out. Kelly coming in.
Well, MIGUEL has done some of his best work in his career in the month of September, and off to a very nice start here today.
Wild pitch is ruled on that strikeout, allowing the runner to reach. Kelly draws a throw. Leland utilizing his bench. He's gone with Santiago, Wilson, and now Kelly in this inning as well. Pinch running. One for 3 for Delvin Young, an RBI double. 1-1. Phil Koch tuning up in the Detroit bullpen. Ooh, that was close. Cabrera, Butler, Hosmer due up when we get to the 7th inning. Close again. Into right field. Francoeur charging, and he'll make the catch. Look out, he runs into the railing and holds on. Whale of a play by Francoeur, who finally shows the umpire the ball. So the inning over, not before the Tigers take the lead. Jackson makes it 8-6. Puts into perspective Justin Verlander's dominant performance so far this year. Look back at the top moments of his career, find out why his mound arsenal is so effective and how his 2011 campaign ranks in Tigers history. Celebrate JV's 20-win season on Tigers Weekly. It premieres tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Detroit, and that'll be fun to look over his career. Of course, it's been a tremendous one. An exclamation point this year for Verlander. Tigers have the lead now. It is 8-6 as we go to the 7th inning. Perry's still out there facing Melky Cabrera.
Melky Cabrera has had an outstanding year this year for the Kansas City Royals. His first tour of duty in a Royals uniform, as we get a look at Wilson Betemit, the new third baseman. Santiago playing second base, and Don Kelly in right field.
There's a drive to right field. That is going to be a fair ball. It'll go to the corner. Kelly digs it up. Cabrera on his way to second is in with a stand-up two-base hit.
He now has 54 multi-hit games this year, which is second only to Adrian Gonzalez in the American League.
Cabrera came up with the Yankees, and of course he had to replace Bernie Williams, who was an outstanding Yankee in his career. Not the easiest thing to do.
He played well there for them.
He's apparently found a home here, though, in KC with a terrific year. Here's Billy Butler.
Kansas City had a couple of outfielders that a lot of teams were calling on at the trade deadline, Cabrera and Francoeur, but Dayton Moore, he was holding out for a number 2 starter, and no team was willing to give what he wanted. So therefore, they're going to move forward with Cabrera and Francoeur. And to be honest with you, I really couldn't see why they were so eager to trade either player. Still 27, 28 years old, still real young and productive.
Well, I think there comes a point where you need some veterans on your roster, don't you?
And they have a couple of battle-tested veterans in Cabrera and Francoeur. Both have played in the postseason.
2-1 on Butler. Billy had a 2-run double in the 5th. That made it 6-3. When you look back at this one, the Royals had the bases loaded, 1 out after scoring 4 runs in the 5th inning, but the Tigers then shut them down, and that was it. And then Detroit got 2 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th to go ahead. On the outer edge, and Butler now with a count of 2-2. Butler thought about it. 3-2 the count. Got Hosmer lurking on deck. Koch, the lefty, ready in the bullpen. Popped up, shallow right. Kelly coming in, and Butler is out. 1 gone. That'll bring Jim Leland out to make a pitching change. He wants Phil Koch here to face Hosmer. And so as they make a pitching change, we will take a break. We'll be back.
Probably the one thing that Phil Koch struggled with when he was a starter this year. He couldn't find that adrenaline that would get him going when he was in a starting role, therefore struggling, but he has kind of found his stride in the bullpen. He's been lethal lately. Fastballs are getting up to 96 miles an hour, and when you have that kind of velocity, you get hitters starting to look for the fastball, and then that's when you come back with the breaking ball. And when you have that separation of 15 miles per hour, as he now has with his breaking ball, you get a lot of outs. In Phil's last 20 batters he has faced, he has struck out 12. So he's been getting it done.
He'll need to get it done here as well. The Royals have a runner at second with 1 out as you look at the numbers on Phil Koch this year. And he will face Eric Hosmer. In the 7th with a man at second base and 1 out. Tigers lead by 2. First one sails in for a strike on the outer edge. 0-1 on Hosmer.
There are some in the organization that still believe that Phil Koch at some point in time in his career will be a good starting pitcher.
Way outside, Avila slides over there to stop it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talking to Dick Egan a couple of days ago, who was here at the ballpark. He is the assistant to Dave Dombrowski. He's been in baseball for 51 years. He's seen a lot of pitchers, and he compares Phil Koch to the former pitcher Kenny Rogers and also C.J. Wilson, who made the conversion from the bullpen to a successful starting pitcher. And he feels like Koch has those same kinds of abilities to do so.
Well, I know his numbers as a starter this year were a little bit elevated, but he did have some starts in where he looked really, really good and showed some flashes that he can handle the job.
One of the reasons why they had to move him back to the bullpen is because the stakes were way too high here in Detroit. I mean, this is a playoff contending team, and Phil was not doing well as a starter, so you just can't continue to go with a guy that's struggling when the stakes are so high. I mean, you had a general manager looking for his next job, possibly a manager, so you got to win some games. Had it been on a lesser team, I think Phil probably would have been left in the rotation to kind of straighten his way out.
He has fallen behind Hosmer here, 3-1. What did Hosmer have a rip there? 3-2. Royals in this game with 10 hits, and Eric has 2 of those, both singles. He's been walked intentionally as well. So he is on base for the 4th time. That'll put the tying runs on and bring up Jeff Francoeur, who was already homered in this game. That came against the starter Jacob Turner back in the 2nd. Ball high, 1-0. Cabrera, the runner at second, Hosmer at first. 1 out in the 7th. Here is Koch's 1-0. Way outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Now here comes Jeff Jones, the pitching coach. He's gone at 2-0 here on Francoeur. Danger time here with the tying runs on base and only 1 out.
Hey fans, while we have a moment, let me tell you that you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com @BAT11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for more details. It's a dangerous count here to Francoeur. 2 balls, no strikes. Hopefully he doesn't heed the advice that he's been trying to peddle along to Billy Butler in these types of situations.
Let it fly?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. 2-0. He lines one toward right field. That's going to get down. Kelly goes over to dig it up. They're going to hold the back runner Hosmer at third base. Cabrera scores. RBI double for Francoeur. And it's 8-7.
That is so unlike Francoeur in these situations, to take that fastball off the plate outside and hit it the opposite way for a double, and he drove in one. But the point I'm going to make here is with the third base coach, Eddie Rodriguez. You have to get all the way down that line as far as you possibly can. Take a look at him. He's right here. He gets all the way down the line, and he's still looking out of the corner of his eye at the play being developing, and he's able to hold the runner up. The further you get down that line, the longer you have to make decisions with your base runners.
So it's 8-7, and here is Mike Moustakas. All one way inside, and Phil has been a little bit wild here.
Yes, he has.
In the meantime, there is the rookie Luis Marte, who was just called up today from AA. That one glides in for a strike. 1-1. Moustakas was frozen there. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Ground ball right side under the glove of Cabrera into right field. That'll tie the game as Hosmer comes in. No throw to second base. And the Royals have tied it up 8-8.
I don't know what happened there, but that ball has to be cut off by somebody, because that allowed Moustakas to get down in the scoring position. And Cabrera dives for the ball, and he dives. And usually when you are the first baseman in this situation, you are the cutoff man. So I'm not so sure where the cutoff man should be in this situation. But that ball should have been cut.
And Jim Leland going right back to the bullpen. So Coke gives up a walk, a double, and a single. And now we're tied, and the Royals have runners at second and third and one out. So another pitching change. We'll be back. Here in the seventh inning, and here is the big league debut for Luis Alfredo Marte.
Apparently he earned the call up with those numbers that he was posting in AA this year.
And so Marte makes his big league debut in a pennant race in a tie game in the seventh inning. And Johnny Giavotella will stand in an 8-8 game with runners at second and third. And he takes ball one. Giavotella is 1 for 3, double, runs scored. Marte has been in the Tigers system since 2006. Been up and down between Erie and Toledo the last 3 years. A little looper into left field, base hit. One run will score. They'll try and get two in, and they will. And Giavitello singles in 2 runs. Francoeur and Moustakas, and the Royals lead 10-8. These guys can hit. Giavitello has his second hit of the day. Those runs are charged to Koch. Out of San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. 25 years old. Here's Brian Pena. Royals now have 13 hits. Nothing going on with Giavitello. 1 ball, 1 strike. Double walk, double, single, single in this inning. The only out recorded, the fly ball out by Butler. A pair of 4-run frames in this game for KC.
Cold beer, anybody? Cold beer.
Popped him up. Left side of the infield. There's Peralta in the grass. 2 gone. That's going to break up Escobar. Knocked in a run with a base hit back in the 5th. Also stole a bag. Ball high, 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. .68 strikeouts in 53 innings at the AA level for Marte. And the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bouncing ball to short. Peralta on the charge. Scooping, throwing. Safe at first base. Cabrera can't handle it. Sends Giavitello to third. And the Royals inning is still alive.
It's a tough play for Peralta with Escobar running down the line. He has decent speed, but unfortunately for Peralta, he's going to get an error on this play.
First and third. And here is the 9th man at bat in the inning, Alex Gordon. Critical time here for the Tigers, trying to keep this a 2-run game. Still waiting on the official ruling on that ground ball. Base hit. E6 allowing the runner to go to third. And a ball low. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 coming to Gordon. Outside, 3-0. 12 pitches now for Marte. 7 of them have missed the strike zone.
Don't just throw it down the middle. And Gordon could have the green light.
way outside. Ball 4. That will load the bases. Now you got Melky Cabrera coming up. Gene Lamont picks up the telephone again. And they'll start to stir in the Detroit bullpen. Cabrera started this inning with a double. 2 hits today for Melky. And he popped him up. Shallow left field. Dalman Young is under it, ending the inning. Big inning, though, for KC. They score 4 times. Stretch time here at the ballpark. Here is our Comerica game summary. Cabrera, Jackson in this series, a combined 16 for 33. MIGUEL having a huge day today, and Jacob Turner his second big league start, 4 1/3, allowing 6 earned runs in this one. And now the Tigers have some ground to make up again. They're down 10-8 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Cabrera, Martinez, Avila. And it's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The new pitcher is Lewis Coleman for KC.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Coleman this year. And he comes in just like most of the relievers for Ned Yost with really good numbers. Opponent's batting average 199 against Lewis.
1-2. Miguel today 1 for 3, singled and knocked in a run. That was back in the 3rd. Swinging and missed, and he strikes out Cabrera. 1 gone in the 7th. Bring up Victor. A couple of groundouts today for Victor. He's also been walked intentionally. And he lines one to left, base hit. Victor wasting little time, has a solid single to left field. And the Tigers now have double-digit hits. That's their 10th of the day. Now Avila. Alex had a 2-base hit starting things off in the 6th. He scored a run.
Boy, Coleman's been good this year against Tigers hitters. 9 innings, no runs. Let's change that.
Checked it. Did not go. Now 2-1 on Avila. That's in there.
Coleman's got some deception with that breaking ball. And he really throws across his body and creates a difficult angle for not only right-handers but also left-handed batters.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's rolled slowly foul. Lewis Coleman out of LSU. The SEC's pitcher of the year a couple of years back in 2009. In fact, LSU won a title, College World Series title, beating Texas, and it was Coleman who was on the mound for the final 2 innings, sealing that victory. Little looper into left center, base hit. Avila has another hit. Martinez going to third, and the throw is cut off.
Outstanding hustle by Victor, who really can't run a lick right now, but somehow musters up enough speed to get to third base on an outstanding throwing center fielder. I don't know where he got this other gear from, but he found it, and it works out well for his club.
When he rounded second, I thought to myself, oh no,
Where are you going?
what is he doing?
Exactly.
And he found another gear and dives into the bag. Tigers in business now. They have 11 hits. Tying runs are on. Here's Johnny Peralta. He fouls it back out of play.
No quits in either of these offenses today. 14 hits for the Royals, 11 hits now for the Tigers. There have been 18 runs scored.
And Avila with his second hit.
He has had 2 outstanding plate appearances his last 2 times up.
Strike home.
Doubling in the left field corner and then also singling into the left center field gap. That was after going 0 for 15. That's how you get back on track as a hitter. You start taking the ball the other way. You see it longer.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and a big out there for Coleman. 2 away. His second strikeout of the inning. So we'll see if Santiago can be the hero here in the 7th.
Well, they got the big guy coming up now.
The home run hitter.
Yeah.
End of the game 2 nights ago with the walk-off. Santiago's had a really good series offensively. He has a sacrifice in this game, and it's fouled back.
Now here was that game winner just a couple of days ago.
Foul straight back, 0-2.
Santiago's a free agent after this year, and he is very valuable to the 25-man roster. Very valuable. No doubt there'll be a few teams out there looking for some backup infield help that might seek his services.
High, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And guys like Santiago don't fall off trees. Backup infielders that can sit for a week and then enter a game and then play flawlessly defensively and clutch up and get you a big knock every now and then. Not the easiest thing to do at this level. Any level, really.
Fouled off. And Santiago barely alive. Got 25 hits in this game.
Bill Miller's tough. Took one off the chops. Didn't move.
2-2. Betamit on deck. Leland brought in Santiago and Betamit, both to pinch hit in the 6th. And he got him. Strike 3. Santiago caught looking, and Coleman strikes out the side around a couple of base hits. Tigers strand a pair. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. By the Michigan Office of Highway Safety tomorrow night here at the ballpark. The Chicago White Sox come a calling, and it'll be Justin Verlander looking for his 21st win of the season. John Danks will oppose him.
Danks no slouch. 114 strikeouts. He's only walked 38 this year, and he's one of those left-handers that comes right after you with good fastballs, good breaking balls, changeup, a lot of intestinal fortitude.
Tigers right now have a 6-game lead over Chicago and Cleveland. The Indians lost today to the Athletics. They were pounded in their game today 7-0. So we'll see if the Tigers have a comeback in them here today. The pitcher is David Pauly for Detroit.
And Pauly, his work out of that Tigers bullpen has been spotty since coming over with Fister from the Seattle Mariners. But he has done the best that he can, trying to stay sharp, although not getting consistent work.
Butler leads it off, then Hosmer, then Francoeur. 10 runs, 14 hits for the Royals, 8 runs, 11 hits for Detroit. And Butler's had a big hit in this game, a 2-run double back in the 5th. Royals this afternoon have put up a couple of 4-run frames. They scored 4 in the 5th, 4 in the 7th. No doubt that Ned Yost has a team that can really swing the bat. Wave and a miss. 1-2.
What's that story with him and number 3, Dale Earnhardt? Was Dale Earnhardt one of his best friends?
I believe so. I believe it's his, one of his best friends, and that's
why he wears number 3.
Yeah, just a way of honoring him.
Yeah.
The 1-2. He's low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ned Yost said he learned all the baseball that he could absorb from Bobby Cox, where he worked for 12 years under Cox. Bullpen coach, third base coach. He said Bobby Cox, in his opinion, best manager he's ever been around.
3-2. Well, the numbers back that up.
No doubt. Bobby Cox will end up in the Hall of Fame someday. Jim Leland said when he started his major league coaching career with Tony La Russa, they used to study guys like Bobby Cox.
Broken bat back up the middle. Gonna be a tough play, and they get Butler.
If only Billy could run.
Santiago.
This is a perfect example of Santiago knowing the runner and not really giving up on the play. He picks it, he turns, he bounces it to Cabrera, and they're able to get the out. He didn't give up on the play.
Even with Butler running, I didn't think they had a chance at that ball or that play, but they got him. They scoop it first. Here's Hosmer. It's been a big day for Hosmer. 2 singles, 2 walks, 2 runs scored, and he has swiped a bag.
Hosmer is one of the best looking hitting prospects I've seen this year. Not one dimensional. He's going to hit for average, and he's going to hit for power. And he's got some really soft hands at first base.
Driven deep to left field. This ball is hit well. Young going back, looks up and gone. Hosmer has done it yet again. His 3rd home run in the series.
He's sick. Look how he runs around the bases. He plays big boy baseball. Wow. How do you hit a ball that hard against the traffic on the line? He killed that.
And now a 3-run lead for KC. 11-8. Here's Jeff Francoeur. Hosmer in the series now is 8 for 14 with 3 long balls.
We need to get him on out of town.
Exactly what Jim Leland said before the game today. Not Hosmer, but the whole team. This Royals team is tough to play. Francoeur is out. Jim was saying, I can't wait for these guys to leave.
You can see why. All the hits they have today, all the hits they put up a couple of days ago when they got to town.
Two outs, bases empty for Mike Moustakas. I think at one time Moustakas was actually considered the better hitting prospect, but here in the big leagues this year, Hosmer has made a big impact, and Moustakas, I guess, really kind of weathered a very slow start. He has come on a little bit lately. He has an RBI hit in this game. And he drives this one on a line to center. Jackson plays it on 1 hop.
This much we do know: the future is awfully bright for the corner infielders for a number of years in Kansas City.
Well, when you see number 8 prospect and number 9 prospect, that's in all of Major League Baseball, not in the Royals organization, but in the game.
And the Tigers had a pitcher on the mound today who checked in at the 11th best prospect in Major League Baseball. That was Jacob Turner. So we've seen some of baseball's brightest young stars here today.
No balls, 1 strike on Giavotella. 11 runs, 16 hits for Kansas City.
There will be better days for Jacob Turner.
Oh, 2. Royals have 6 players today with more than 1 hit. Giavotella is one of them.
Kevin Seitzer, their hitting coach, doesn't get nearly the credit that he deserves for developing all this young talent. They drive the ball up the middle. They have a really nice two-strike approach. He was a pretty good hitter himself.
And the 0-2. Bouncing ball off the bare hand of Pauly. And no play.
If Pauly does not touch that ball, it's an out. Johnny Peralta will pick it and probably just touch second base. And Pauly recognized that after the ball made contact with his hand. Look at his reaction here. Man, I should have let it go. But I think that's a natural reaction of most starting pitchers. Even if the ball is to the throwing hand, you're still going to try to knock it down.
Well, it keeps the inning going, and it gives the Royals now 17 hits. Here's Brian Pena. They had 18 hits in the first game in this series. Swing and a miss. Royals have done a lot of their work in the last 4 innings. 14 of their 17 hits today have come in the last 4 frames, and they've had a couple of 4-run innings. Building an 11-8 lead. Gout fouled back into the Tiger dugout. One and two.
It's a loose group. It's a scary group. They're young. They're talented. Playing for pride.
Lots of laughs right now. Inside.
Tigers have 6 more outs. That could change real quick. This has been one of those kinds of games. A lot of crooked numbers on that scoreboard.
Tigers have had a pair of 3-run innings, and the Royals have had 2 4-run frames. There's a ground ball hit to second. Santiago has it, and that is that. However, they get a run in the Hosmer home run. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 11-8. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by CABRERA Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Wallside Windows. For a free in-home estimate, call 1-800-521-7800. And by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. A warm one today in the Motor City. 88 degrees right now as we go to the bottom of the 8th, and we've had a whole lot of offense today. 11-8 KC. And the Tigers in the bottom of the 8th will send Bedemy to the plate to face a new pitcher. The Royals have dipped back into their pen. Greg Holland comes out.
Ned Yost's going to try to piece it together until he can get to his closer, Joakim Soria. And he's got quite a few guys at his disposal that have had really good years, but they really haven't fared all that well as a group in this series against Tigers batters.
1 ball, no strikes on Bedemy. Wilson came on as a pinch hitter, struck out in the 6th. Tigers now find themselves down by 3. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to first. Hosmer handles the tricky hop. Wilson is out of there, 1 away.
Here's a look at our Nissan drive of the game, and it's courtesy of Austin Jackson. His last at bat, he went down to the bottom of the strike zone and hit a laser into the Tigers bullpen for a 2-run homer.
Jackson skies this one in the air to right field. Francoeur is under it. And there are 2 quick outs in the Tigers' 8th. That'll bring up Don Kelly, who gets his first at bat. Kelly took over as a pinch runner back in the 6th inning. Didn't go, held up. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the air toward left. Alex Gordon coming in. It's a quick inning, a 6-pitch inning for Greg Holland. And the Tigers go 1, 2, 3. That means we go to the 9th. Standings, and the Tigers right now lead Chicago by 6 and Cleveland by 6. And of course Justin Verlander is waiting for the Chicago White Sox to touch down. They will take on the Sox tomorrow evening. Verlander will throw in game 1. And already 20 wins in his back pocket. He'll be ready to go. Tigers have some business here, though, to take care of. They're down by 3 as we go to the 9th. And Paulie delivers a strike to Alcides Escobar. Will be followed by Gordon and then Cabrera. 2 out of 4 in this game for Escobar. A couple of singles. Swing and a miss. Boy, he swung out of his shoes there. 0-2. Kelly coming over on the line drive for the out.
Hey fans, the Tigers are featured again this week on Fox Saturday Baseball when they host the Chicago White Sox in the middle game of a weekend series at Comerica Park. Coverage begins Saturday at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station. Tigers on national TV every Saturday.
Here is Alex Gordon. Big swing at a breaking ball. 0-1. Single walk for Gordon in this game. Driven to center field. Jackson is on the move. He'll run it down to the gap. 2 gone. Joaquin Soria warming up in their bullpen. The Tigers going to have young Cabrera, Martinez 3, 4, and 5 coming up.
First time we've seen Joaquin in this series.
That'll get by Paulie. Barehanded by Santiago. Got him. Ooh, that was close. Hitting over. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. It's Magli Ordonez back in the 5th inning against the starter Duffy. And he plays long ball to left. Magli had a really nice day before departing. Had 3 hits in the game today.
So the Tigers down to their final 3 outs. It is 11-8. Got to get the bats going right now. They will have their 3, 4, and 5 guys coming up against the closer, Joaquin Soria.
Soria's good, but he's blown quite a few saves this year. 24 of 31, which kind of validates just how important and how great the year that Jose Valverde has had. He hasn't blown a save. He is 40 of 40.
Delman Young has an RBI double in this game, 1 for 4. Breaking ball drops in there, strike one.
Coming into this year as far as closers in the American League, and Soria was right up there with Mariano Rivera in consistency, converting saves. He's been outstanding as the Kansas City Royals closer.
.43 saves last year. Twice in his career he's gone 40 and beyond in the save category. Strike call.
It's one of the things that he does well. Doesn't walk a lot of people. Has pinpoint control. And he'll go anywhere from 93 with his fastball all the way down to 65 with a real slow curveball that he can command and throw for a strike. And obviously hitters are fooled on that pitch.
Just off the plate.
We might just see one of those real slow breaking balls to one of these first couple of hitters.
Two and two. Fly ball center field. Melky Cabrera cruising back, and Delman is out, 1 away. Royals bullpen has retired the last 6 straight. It's going to bring up Cabrera with the bases empty. Good numbers, 3 for 6 with a long ball against Soria. Strike one. Cabrera. Miguel an RBI single today. That was back when the Tigers picked up 3 in the 3rd after they fell behind 2-0. Tiger Bass started heating up, but it's been back and forth all day, and right now the Royals lead by 3. Tigers are not quite done with the Royals after this game is over either. They have one more trip into Kansas City on the 20th and 21st. It'll be the end of that long road trip, the last road trip of the regular season. There's a strike called. Ground ball to short. Flattened out on Escobar, but he stays with it. 2 up, 2 down. And Soria 1 out away from a save here.
93 top fastball for Soria. 70 miles an hour with a breaking ball.
Here's Victor Martinez with 2 outs. The last chance for the Tigers. He's been on base twice in this game. Single intentional walk. Ball 1. Ground ball right side. Giavotella has it. Should do it. And it does. Tigers go 1-2-3 in the 9th inning. Royals earn the split in a slugfest here this afternoon. Kansas City a winner 11-8. Back with more in a moment.